Hello everyone. So this video will show you how to compute dollar bars from tick data in Dask. So it's kind of a bummer because this kind of assumes that you've watched my previous video, which didn't have too many views because the volume was pretty bad, unfortunately. So I will redo that video. But that video was on Dask data frames, and Dask, of course, is a framework to scale your data science to massive data on clusters. And specifically with Dask data frames, you can scale your pandas type stuff to massive data sets. And also, there's a use case of when your data doesn't fit in memory, like for my situation here, where I have a lot of tick data, like 5, 6 years worth of tick data, not even close to fitting in my computer's memory. I can still use pandas if I use Dask. So that's the other use case for that. So in this video, I'll just, although I assume you guys watched the previous video, and you guys still should, you should maybe put the like a speaker volume or laptop volume and not your phone's volume. But anyways, I'm going to show you how to compute these dollar bars using Dask. So let's get started. So first thing is I want to remind you guys, dollar bars, which I guess Lopez de Prado spoke about in his Advances in Financial Machine Learning book, is basically you have bars based on dollar activity. So for example, let's say you have time bars. So we know time bars. It can be from 9:30 to 9:31. You have your open price, your high, low, close volume, and then 9:31 to 9:32, 9:31, 9:32. Those are time bars, right? Dollar bars is instead of having a fixed time interval, you say, okay, let's say I have a threshold, let's say $1 million. So $0 to $1 million, that's bar one, and then $1 million to 2 million is bar two, and so on. So it's total dollar amount specifies the bar. So these are basically you can have bars at the start of trading at 9:30 that are really small in terms of like time because there's way more trading in that. But then like in the middle of the trading day, there's a lot less volume, so your bar will be have a lot more time in that bar. So anyways, let's get started. So we're just gonna use a simple example. Let's say I have like a bunch of Parquet files. Never use CSV files, although in my previous video I showed as an example. Parquet, everything works. Your schema works magically. You don't have to parse things from strings to date times. You don't have to parse things from strings to lists. Everything just works. It's much faster, more compression. You only load the columns you want. If you guys want, I'll make a video on that. That's not the point here. So the point here is, let's say I have a list of files. I actually have way more files than this, but I was going to show you a video on this amount of files. But you know what? For speed, we'll just show you 4 files. So I have 4 Parquet files, and let me show you how to read it into Dask. So I do import Dask data frame as dd, and then I do df equals dd.read Parquet. And also another nice thing about read Parquet, it keeps your indices and also the ordering. If you do read CSV with Dask, you don't get the right ordering a lot of times, which is so annoying. And you have to do a million custom parses. So anyways, so I read this data frame, so I do df. And again, Dask is lazy, so I do df. I don't see that much. I just see the structure. Notice I have n partitions because I have 4 files. It keeps the order. I can inspect the df by doing df.head. That does like an action, so there's some computation. I do want to filter out conditions. So there are all these conditions for tick data, and I want to kind of assume I want to only use the conditions where I can actually in real time calculate these bars, right? So I chose to filter these conditions with some research I got to these, but there's probably better ones to use. So I have these excluded conditions, and then whenever any of this is in one of these, I exclude that trade, right? So these are trades, by the way. So I have exchange, price, size, and then these conditions. So I remove whenever any of these conditions is in here, I remove. So actually I remove this one because T is in here. Okay, so then I apply, and if that's why I have this any function. and basically it just says true or false. It contains this, and because I want to remove it, I do not mask, and this still works in Dask as in Pandas. But now there's something that won't work in Dask, so it's kind of annoying. I have Eastern UTC, but the stock market is in Eastern time, so I prefer to convert the time zone. So I prefer to do something like TZ convert US Eastern, and then I also like to do TZ localize none because I hate time zones. I want it in Eastern time, but I also want to get rid of the time zone. But this doesn't work in Dask. And then another thing is I only want regular trading hours, so I would want to do something like between time, 9:30 to 16. That also doesn't work, unfortunately, in Dask. And you also have to be careful because there's some half days, but let's ignore these things for now. Those things don't work in Dask. Another thing I want to do is uh, we just randomly picked every $1 million as a bar, but really I want to make bar size based on like a median of the daily, let's say a median of the daily dollar amount divided by, let's say, 50, so we can have 50 bars in a day. So that's why it'll be useful to have a day column, but you can't also do this in Dask. You can't do dot date. And also, yeah, so let's try to do all these methods in Dask. So like I said, if you can't do it in Dask out of the box, you define a custom function and you do map partitions. And it's very easy because each partition is a pandas data frame, so you can do anything you want. So I could do convert to Eastern and RTH only. So I'll do something like this. I'll do df.index equals df.index.tz convert US Eastern .tz localize none, and then I'll do df day equals df.index.date, and then I'll do df timestamp. I want to have a timestamp column because I'm gonna want the beginning and end of the timestamp for the dollar bar. So now let me return the data frame. So now let me show you how you apply it. You do df equals df.map partitions, and you do convert. Oops, autocomplete doesn't work. Then I press enter. Convert to Eastern and regular trading hours only. It's lazy, so you don't see anything. I'll do df.head to inspect a little bit of it. And what you'll notice is I forgot to use the between time. Sorry, guys. Let me restart. I didn't have to restart, but let me also do return df.between time 9:30 to 16. So you'll notice a few things. Number one, the time zone is going to be gone, and number two, it'll start from 9:30. So let me show you how it works. So let's read the tick data previously. I restarted the whole thing. Okay. So files, I read the tick data for partitions. I do the mask filtering. It's lazy, hasn't done anything yet. And then is where I want to do the this map partitions function. So I'm gonna call it, and then I do df.head just to inspect, and it might take a little bit of time. So then after is when we want to calculate dollar bars. So the first thing we're gonna need, as you see, it starts from 9:30 as we expected. None of these conditions are anything in this in this list here. So now let's calculate dollar bars. So we're gonna need a thing called dollar amount, and that's gonna be df price times df size. That works as is, okay. And then we're gonna also need the cumulative dollar amount soon. So I'll do cum dollar amount, and that's gonna be df dollar amount dot cum sum. That gives us the cumulative sum of the dollar amount. That works in Dask as is. Of course, we need to do .compute or .head to verify there's no issues. But now I want to get a threshold for the dollar amount. So remember, in this example, I said from 0 to 1 million is bar 1, from 1 to 2 million is bar 2, and so on. So now I want to, instead of doing that, I want to take the median dollar amount per day, and I want to divide that by 50. So we get roughly 50 bars a day. This is not good for things like Nvidia, where like there's exponential growth in the stock market and in the dollar amount. So like you'll have like 1 bar from 3 years ago, and then you'll have 100 100 bars in a day today. So it doesn't work. Plus, so you should do some sort of rolling median, but that's beyond the scope of this video. So let's just do a regular median. So I'll do df. I'll call it dollar amount per day, and I'll do df dot group by dollar amount, and then I'll do group by day, and then I'll do dollar amount, and then I'll do sum because I want the daily dollar amount. This is lazy, so it's not going to do anything. So I have to do dot compute. It might take a little bit of time, even though I only have 4 partitions, but it's still like almost 2 months worth of data in our case, in every single trade. So it's not small data, and I don't have a supercomputer. So when this works, I'll have dollar amount per day. I'm going to want to take the median of that, and I'm going to want to divide by 50 because I want roughly 50 bars a day. So I'll call this dollar bar threshold. Okay, so let's wait for this to run, but once this is running, we can get the bars like this. We can do df bar num equals df cum dollar amount divided by integer divide by dollar bar threshold. So what this will do is, let's say the dollar bar threshold is a million. It'll make all the all the trades up until a cumulative value of 1,000,000 be bar 0, and then from 1,000,000 to 2,000,000 it'll be bar 1, and so on. I like to start the bars from bar 1, so I'll do a +1. Oh great, this finished. So it looks like this, by the way. Oops, sorry. It looks like dollar amount, and I'm rushing through this because like I felt bad not having a proper video because of the volume issue. So by the way, the volume is not that bad if you use a speaker on your laptop or headphones. So this is the dollar amount per day, and then I wanted to take a median of that and divide by 50, so I get the dollar bar threshold. So this is what I get. I get dollar bar threshold. So every this amount of dollars, which is every $129 million traded, is going to be a new bar. So that's where we do here df bar num to get the bars. And you know what? Maybe I'll do dot head to inspect it. Although this will take a bit of time. You know what? No, it's going to be stupid because it's going to show you everything as bar 0. But anyways, this gives you the bar number. And then to aggregate, to get the dollar bars, I'll call it dollar bars, and I'll do df dot group by bar num, and then I'll do ag, and the nice column naming ag doesn't really work, so let's do this type of ag where I do price, and then I want open, so I'll do first, I want high, I'll do max, I want low, I'll do min, and I want close, so I'll do last. That's open, high, low, close. I want volume, so I'll do size, and then I'll do sum. I want, remember I added the timestamp column. What did I call it? I called it small ts, so I'll do ts, and then I'll do, you know, I can do min and max, but I can also do first and last. But anyways, same thing in this case. So these are the dollar bars if I didn't do anything wrong. What did I mess up on? Oh, this is supposed to be a data frame. A dictionary. Okay, so now let's see if this works. I have to do dot compute because it's lazy, but let's show you how it looks like this. We're gonna want to rename the column soon. Let's do dot compute. For dollar bars, you're gonna always pretty much be able to work on it as a pandas data frame, unless you do like very small amount of dollar bars on many symbols. But for one symbol, it's always you should put it as a pandas data frame. That's why I did dot compute. And let's wait for this to run. And when it finishes, I'm gonna want to rename columns to open, high, low, close, volume. Let's call it min. I'll call it TS min, and then TS max. Those are very useful when you're calculating the triple barrier labels, and I'll make a video about that in Dask. So let's just see that this works for a second. So I'll do dollar bars. As you see, I'll have bar number 1. It has the first timestamp it starts, the last timestamp of a trade there, has the open, high, low, close, volume. Let's just rename it to make our life easier. And now I do dollar bars, and you see everything. Anyways, you have open, high, low, close, volume. The first trade's timestamp within the bar, the last trade's timestamp within the bar. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I apologize about the last video. I'll do a lot of more ML videos in Dask, and I'll show you how to optimize things and stuff like that. Next one will be triple barrier method, and I will redo the first Dask video. Anyways, thank you guys so much, and never use CSVs, use parquets. If you want a video on that, also write in the comments. Thank you.